He confirms that Danny saw. What's this? What's this?
There's Nigel Mansell under. Unbelievable.
Nigel Mansell and Dennis Vitolo. Why? How did they get to this point? An unbelievable situation.
What is going?
The yellow light's been on for several laps. This is on the pit road.
But interesting that Mansell and I think Al Jr. were the first guys through. The accident. Maybe they picked up a puncture too.
Yeah.
Nigel Mansell decides to get out because there was fire on the back of the car, and
remember, this is methanol that's burning, and you can't see it.
Sam, that's oil that's burning right there, not methanol, and you could see it. It's right underneath the engine there.
Yeah, but what about Mansell? One of the firemen saw something and went to just totally envelop Mansell. Maybe he thought that Mansell was on fire or saw some of those flames that we can't see from methanol.
Bobby, I saw the oil fire, but then so suddenly Mansell seemed to leap forward as if something else. That's why I suppose that maybe the methanol had ignited.
That's because everybody is screaming fire. He wasn't in a hurry until everybody started screaming it. And he also knows the methanol fires are almost invisible, Sam.
Well, but Bobby, he is on the ground.
Bobby,
it's
it
not
also
an easy
could have
climb
been,
out.
It could have been, too, if his radiator was punctured. Don't forget that'll take time till it seeps into the back of the cockpit, and he could have all of a sudden got the hot water.
Which feels like fire, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe burns worse.
It's not very often we see one car on top of the other. This is really a terrible-looking possible accident there.
On the warm-up lane, and we still have no idea how these two cars, Vitolo and Mansell, got there well after the yellow. Let's get an update from Gary in the Mansell pit.
I'll tell you, Paul, this team is devastated down here because they were elated when that initial yellow came out. They were going back on the lead lap. They were right back in the race. Then suddenly, after the yellow, here's the problem for Mansell. They have ridden the roller coaster right to the bottom of the pit right now.
Well, Gary, remember, the Newman-Haas team has never managed to win Indy, and they've been competitive year after year since they started in 1983.
I'm worried about Nigel Mansell. He is in great discomfort there. Nigel and Jacques Villeneuve were both about to make up a lap, taking advantage of the yellow that came out. And then this happened, and we still don't have a clear understanding of why it happened.
I think, obviously, Paul, that he got hurt in the accident. He was just sitting there for a while hoping that somebody could help him out, and then he either felt that hot water that Danny was talking about, or somebody was hollering fire, and both he got out no matter how much pain he had.
Bobby, your heart just goes out to Nigel, who's been hurt so often in racing one way or another. That bad accident at Phoenix last year, which he bravely overcame to finish third here in this race, and now this.
Well, let's take a look at Nigel Mansell's in-car. Maybe that'll give us an idea of what happened here. The yellow light is on. Emergency equipment is on the track. First time we're all seeing it.
This is turn one.
And he's suddenly hit. And we're waiting. That was the camera going out.
There's
the
nothing
camera
wrong with the set.
Stopped. We're still watching the tape because there is where the camera comes back. And he gets hit from behind. That's what it looks like. We'll still ride with this videotape from Nigel Mansell's camera. Mansell's still sitting there. Go ahead, Danny.
His head's laid over a little bit to the left. I don't understand that.
Yeah, could he be dazed? Here's the smoke.
Fire starting in the back of the car.
That's the oil smoke.
It's from Dennis Vitolo's car, though, I believe. There's a little oil dripping down. You could see that. That's why it was burning with the yellow flame.
Nigel takes off the steering wheel so that he can get out.
Now he's slow. See, I think the water or something came through there, and all of a sudden he realized he was getting burned.
There's the water.
The water's spitting out. That's from the radiator, I believe, of either his car or somebody else's.
Also